Alright, so I'm back in the shop. I took some time to clean up all the flakes and turn the heater on. I made dinner. It's been a couple hours since I was in here. I'm going to try to finish this up. I uploaded that the first section, the first segment. Took 3 hours to upload the 20-minute video. But I'm going to try to post them at the same time. Well, no, I'll probably post the first segment soon. If I wait 3 hours for this second segment, it won't be uploaded till tomorrow. Because I'll be asleep by the time it uploads. Yeah. So yeah, I'll upload the first segment first. Way before the second one. Okay. I mean, I'll make it public. It's already uploaded. Okay. Alright, so this is a thinning stage. I try different things. I hit different surfaces. I grind it or not grind it. I see what's going on. You know, sometimes it works better if I don't grind it too much. I always start with the minimal grinding. If it's not working, I grind it some more. If that's not working, I grind it even more. I try to get away with the minimum amount of grinding or abrading. Because it's too time consuming if it's not necessary. It'll still work even though it's not necessary. It'll still be okay. But it's just so time consuming. I want to try to limit how much time I spend on these as much as possible. I don't want to be here all day. No. Especially now when I can't be out here too long. I was saying I could spend all day before on a project. That's kind of true. That's not entirely true. Back at my house, you know, theoretically I can spend all day. But there's always an interruption that I didn't foresee. Yeah. Here, there's not going to be any interruptions that I can foresee, I guess. Probably never be able to get away from the interruptions. We'll see. My dad's busy trying to disassemble and reassemble his electric shaving thing. He likes using an electric shaver. I used to use a regular razor. So he's in there. It'll take him a good hour to disassemble and reassemble the shaver because it doesn't appear to be working quite as well as he thought. I'm always sitting in there watching him eating dinner or after eating dinner. And there he is, yeah. He'll get working on something and spend a lot of time just doing little things to it. Kind of like what I do with the Flintknapping. I don't know. Maybe when I get really old, I'll be sitting there fiddling with the Flintknapping, trying to make an adjustment on a tiny little thing. Just a tiny little adjustment. I spent all day on it. Maybe I'll end up sitting here trying to sharpen the tips on my arrowheads for hours. Yeah. You never know. I was thinking about what I'm going to make earlier. I said, you know, I'm just going to make an eccentric because it popped into my head that I was supposed to be making eccentrics once in a while. You know, odd points that are not the usual, obviously. They're odd. So I'm going to make an odd point or an eccentric. If I can get this to cooperate. Yeah. It's easy to make a clean surface if you don't have to thin it down. If you don't have to make it really thin, it's easy to obtain a clean surface. You know, clean surface. No step fractures, no major issues, no crunchings on the edges that much that can't be removed easily with pressure. You don't get this kind of stuff if you leave it thick. What I'm trying to do is something difficult. Trying to thin down a thin piece. You know, you don't get these when it's thick. I mean, not usually, not when you've got experience. Yeah, when you're new, you'll get those no matter what. But this is the stage where everything starts to fail. Unless you are very skilled and very careful. Okay. I'm going to minimize how much I thin this down. Minimize it? No. What am I going to minimize? I'm going to try to minimize the issues that I'm getting while I'm trying to thin it down. That's what I meant to say. How do I minimize the issues? By not thinning it all the way down to where I'm starting to depend upon luck. Right now, it's at the edge where I'm depending upon luck. Right? So, I've got to not do that. Where can I take a flake where I'm not going to be depending on luck? That's the goal right now. It's thin enough to do what I want to do already. I just messed it up right there, so now I've got to correct it, and it's throwing off the symmetry. It's getting me frustrated. Frustration leads to errors in other areas. Errors in other areas. Yeah. Sometimes it makes me just want to rush through it to get it done. Just hurry up and stop messing with it. Just get it done. And when you got that mindset, let's hurry up and stop messing with it. Errors pop up. Yeah. So I don't need to go thinner. I don't need to. I can, but I don't need to. I do need to clean up the tip and lumpy spots up here. Yeah. But that's it. That's not too difficult. What's difficult is to clean up messes like that. See that step fracture? I have no good attack on it right now unless I want to lose width. And I don't want to lose width. So I'm going to attack it probably from here. But this ridge is concave. I got to remove more of the edge to make it convex. Because if I hit this ridge now, it looks like a nice ridge going into this area. It's going to stop right where it's concave, right there in the middle. It dives in this way. I mean, it doesn't dive. It's a concavity. If I hit that with a concavity right there, it's going to stop there. It's got to be fully convex throughout the whole path of the flake. So you're not taking a chance. Now, luck says, it tells me, it's whispering on my shoulder, if you get lucky, you can do it. Yeah. It can be done because luck says, yeah. Just try it. Yeah, it can be done with luck. But I'm not going to try it. Not going to try it. Nope. I'm going to reduce the chances of failure by making it convex. And then in the process of doing that, I've got to, move the edge around so that, I've got to take some off of this side and then move the edge down that way first. See how much convexity there is. If there's enough, then I'll take a shot. If there's not, I got to take off more of the edge and then move it more. You know, it's just manipulating the edge until I can get a good convexity with. There's a step fracture now right in front from the abrading. I knocked off a flake by mistake. So now not only do I have a concavity right there, I've got a step fracture right there, right where I need to take the flake. So I'm going to have to lose edge, but I'm going to have to do it carefully. I am going to do it carefully. And then whatever else I can do. In other areas here that need to be fixed. Yeah, there's still a lump here. Unacceptable lump there and unacceptable lump there. I'm probably going to take a flake into this area first. Yeah. Where's my file? That way I can get a guarantee that that's abraded, because I was running into problems earlier with not enough abrading in some areas. Some of them didn't need it much, but yeah, that's it. If I can do that over here on that side, it would be good. Temperature's down into the 30s now. Yeah, it's like, well, I turned the heat on. It's now 40 degrees. It'll get down in the 30s in a minute. I turned the space heater off because I really don't like it in the background, if I can help it. For some reason, I don't get as cold here as I do in Texas at this temperature. I think it's because the breeze is not blowing through here like it does in my other shop. Yeah, which is kind of good and kind of bad. I don't want this dust to be lingering around in here. Can't do too much about that, except, you know, not spend all day in here napping. Nap a little while, leave, come back. Nap a little bit longer, leave, come back. Not spend too much time in the dust in here, because the circulation is not as good. Yeah, it's better for heating it up, but it's not good for the ventilation aspect. Okay. What am I doing? I'm going to try to thin this down. Hold on. Ouch, too much. Too much thinning. Yep, and there is such a thing. You just saw it. I scooped it out too much. Where's the file so I can do this well? Yes. Put the file where I can see it. Ouch. Okay. Highly brittle. Imagine that. Rock is highly brittle. You didn't know? You should know. By now you should know. Yeah. Why am I not doing this area that I was going to do? Well, because I see other areas first. I'll get back to it. Yeah. The more practice I get with this particular piece in other areas along the edge, the better. That way I'll be more used to it. And I only need to do one strike on that area and get rid of that mess. Instead of striking it more than once and messing it up and all that, because I haven't really gotten adjusted to the material. You got it that thin and you're not adjusted yet? That's right. Still very subtle things that can mess up the attempts to fix it. See, that flake was supposed to go right along that step fracture, but it didn't. It's too far over. See, it went too far over that way. See that? It just barely missed it. That's what I mean by subtleties or nuances. It takes a little bit of getting used to the stone to know what that subtlety is going to be. But there we go. I got rid of that step, but I installed another one. And this one is minimized, but that one, the ending of the flake, unpredictable. It's supposed to pop out, but it didn't. And it's because it's getting really thin. Yeah. That's what it was supposed to do by itself without help. Yeah. Why does being thin make it do that? Because the edge is thin. You need a lot of meat on the edge to drive powerful flakes. As the edge becomes less meaty, the less powerful flakes you can drive. Yeah. And some guys, they get into the paradox that the thinner their edge gets, it seems the more they need to run bigger flakes. Yeah. It's a paradox. They can't do it. You got to run your big flakes early, in other words. But some guys run into the problem of, well, no, I don't want to do my big flakes early. I want them to be the last things that I see. Yeah, because I don't want to ruin them with little flakes here and there. I don't want little blending flakes messing up my big old bold flakes. That's what they're saying, because they see it on the artifacts. But then how did they do it back in the day? With big bold flakes at the end stages. What is the answer to that? They took a lot of risk. Yeah. They risked it. And some artifacts have a bunch of step fractures, which is a testament to their risk taking. Yeah. It took a lot of risks. You get a lot of steps. Yeah, like that one there. Was that a risk? Yeah. I thought I was going to go further, but it didn't. Why did I take the risk? Because it seemed like an easy thing to do. But it turned out, well. We'll see. We'll see how easy it is the next flake. Easy it is for the next flake. Let's see. Come on, stop wobbling. There. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Nice. Yeah. Okay. It's already 18 minutes. Man. It's taking me longer than I thought. I'm still thinning. Yeah. I thought I wasn't going to thin anymore. I'm obsessed with thinning, I guess. I just see lumpy areas and I'm going for it. So I'm going to put a lot of notches in this thing. Yeah. So I want it to be thinned. I'm just anticipating what's going to happen. If it's too thick, it's not going to be any fun to put the notches in. It's going to be a big old hassle. Yeah. I don't want it to be a big old hassle. I want it to be easy peasy. Yeah. Who doesn't? You want it to be easy peasy and you're a Flintknapper? Yeah. Doesn't go together. Flint knapping and easy peasy do not exist well together. Yeah, I know. They don't. I can wish. I can hope and wish. Yeah. Ooh, see, I hoped and wished that would work, and it did. Yes, yes, sometimes it works when you hit a nice, delicate edge. Pop that one right out of there. Lucky, lucky. Don't push the luck. All right, so that's good enough. It's 20 minutes anyways. So yeah, let me clean this up a little bit, and then I'll cut the video off, and I'll continue on the next segment. Let me clean that up a little bit. Why am I going to clean it up now? Because it's bugging me. And I feel better if I do it now. That's the only reason. That's a lot of reason for flint knapping certain ways. It's bugging you or bugging me. I got to do it now. There's no real strategy. Sometimes there's a overall strategy. Sometimes there's a specific strategy or a tactic. But a lot of times it's just the feel of it. Not only the physical feeling of the stone, but the emotional aspect. It's something looks like it's irritating. You take care of it. Like an itch. You scratch the itch. Yeah. That edge is making me itchy, so I gotta scratch it. And fix it up. See, now I like the edge a little bit better. But I can see that I can take another lump out of there. Yeah. Now that I've scratched that itch, I can take another lump in there. I mean, another flake in through that lump in there. All right. One more, right? 2 more? 3 more? No, not too many more. Yeah, that's a risky. But see, if I try to notch right there, because I'm going to put a bunch of notches in here. If I try to notch that area without thinning it, it's going to be a big pain. Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, I did it. It penetrated that wall. I could see that there was going to be a wall there. Well, this is the wall fragments. See these? At the end of the flake. Where did that come off? Right there. Yeah. See, I knew there was a tough spot there as far as the contour goes. The material is consistent, but that little ending of the flake there was a spot that looked to me like it was going to be trouble. All right, so now it's thin enough. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next segment.